Hi everyone, this is here the Master Healer coming to you guys with a quick tip on how to understand how understanding someone else's culture can help you in life or it can either break you. Especially doing business with someone from a different culture, because at the end of the day, unless you are a person who is dealing on a global level. This is a tip for people who dealing with people on a global level. You have some people will never deal with other immigrants, and that is life. But in order for you to be very successful in the future, you have to be able to understand culture. And culture understanding someone else's culture is very important, especially if you want to survive, especially when you're traveling in different parts of the world. In South America, at least learn some of the basic languages when you're traveling and understanding, because you don't want to offend people. Remember, you're not in America. People don't want to hear nothing where you come from America and it's talking about, oh, you're the greatest country on the earth, and people don't want to hear that stuff. Yes, we know America is great, but you don't have to go rub it in somebody's face. You understand what I'm saying? Now? Yes, America is one of the greatest country on the earth, but people don't want to hear that shit. You don't have to rub it in their face. You know, America is one of the only places that an immigrant could land here with maybe $50 or no money and could turn out a millionaire within 10 years time. No other country in the world, which is true, and that's what makes this country great. Especially for all people. All of us have some type of immigrant in us. All of us, except the Native American. I don't care who it is, whether you're white, whatever it is. We all have something, something. Whether you're born here or somebody have some ancestry, some in Europe, some in the Caribbean, some in Africa. We all come. We all link in some way. So one of the tips that I always try to tell people straight up: understand the person that you're dealing with and understand the culture. For instance, like one day, one of my homes did sell. I was one time a couple of years ago, I think maybe like 5 years ago, something like 6 years ago, when I was selling. Yeah, 6 or 7 years ago, when I was selling one of my homes. I cleaned up the home, spiritual, clean it up, boom, boom, boom. The home went on the market within 48 hours. It was under contract. I put it up. I did what I had to do, because this is what I do. I'm a spiritualist. I know how to make a home sell quick. So I did what I need to do. And the home went under contract sooner than I thought. I thought, well, I would take like 3 months. And I did what I had to do, and the home went under contract. And people came in. It was staged right. Boom. It was a 30-day close. I had to find somewhere to live. So I had no choice but to go in a hotel for 90 days. So 90 days, while now I was looking for the homes. I think it was in New Jersey or somewhere like that. Yeah, New Jersey. We wasn't finding the place and everything. We wasn't finding a different place. And I realized, you know what, I had to downsize. So I was looking for a 3-bedroom. And when I came from a 3-bedroom, I had to give away some of my stuff. Snow blowers. I had to give away a whole bunch of stuff. Give away grills. So I had to downsize and go try to move into a condo. So time was was running out, and I had to find a place soon, because I've been up in a hotel for 3 months, eating out nearly every day. You know what I'm saying? You're not cooking no food because you gotta buy food every day, and the home sell faster than I thought. So time was running out. And I put the home for sale in June. Home sell by the end of June, and so July, August, September. Yes, I was up in a hotel for 3 months, and I went up. Time was running out, and the weather was changing. It was coming into fall. I had to find a place. So I saw this property came up on the market every day. I was driving up New Jersey, looking for places and stuff. I saw this property came up, and then the agent was Asian. So when I was looking at the pictures and stuff, I could tell in the home that the person was Asian also, because if it's an Asian, most of the time with an Asian, most of the time the person might be Asian also too. So this lady was Korean. So you know what? I went to my bin. I have a whole bunch of shoes that I don't really use. So I pull out a brand new shoe. So I put on a brand new shoes, and I put on some nice little jewelry and stuff. And put on my little jewelry and stuff. And I went up, look, nice little polo shirt and everything. So I know I was going by around Asian culture. So when I went, I took off my shoes and everything. Lady came in the home. She didn't have to tell me that because I know about Asian culture because I around them a lot. So I know they take off my shoes and all them stuff like came in and stuff. And it had other people wanted the place. A lot of people wanted the place now. But after now, I put in the application, everything, credit, everything was great, everything was good. Boom. I needed a place to stay because I wasn't going to buy a place one time. I wanted to rent first for like a year or two to see where I want to live again now. So after the Asian lady, I put on the application, everything, she said, boom, she ended up approving me. She said, all right, she's going to give me the place. She said, well, other people, I could have given them the place, but then she turned around and tell me, she said, you know what? I asked her, I said, why did you end up giving, how come you end up giving me the place while you had other people? She said the reason why she rented me the place, because you had show respect for my place. You took off your shoes, I saw you had a brand new shoes and everything. And she said, I checked your property, what you had, that's where you sold, when you put on the application from your last address. It was real clean. It was real clean and nice, So she checked. I already didn't know everybody do that, So she's gonna go look me up, check all that stuff. You understand? She knew it was no short sale or no foreclosure. It was just a sale, it just happened fast. So, but other people now, also too, it wasn't about the money because I could have more than afford the place. But other people too was making more money too. But she still, other people was making 6 figures too at that time. And but she said she decided to go with me because the other people didn't take off the shoes when they walk in there. So again, the lesson is culture. If you understand a person's culture, can really help you. And I needed a place, and that was my last hope. After 90 days living in a hotel, after my home sell within under contract in 48 hours, and because I show respect for the lady and I take off my shoes in culture, Indian culture and Chinese, Koreans, anything like that, you want to always take off your shoes. It plays a lot. It shows respect, and people look at that. And because I did that, I happened to get a place out of 3 people, and some of them was making more money than me, 2 something. Some of them was making 6 figures at the time. And she chose me, the black dude, out of all the white people and all that stuff. So sometimes race really is not everything. Yes, race do play a factor, yes, but sometimes if you're a black person and you understand a person's culture, it can help you go a long way. Again, another time again, I wanted to open my practice. And the owner of this place, the old man who owned this place, this man came here in the 60s, in 1968. The man owned nearly like half of Pennsylvania, like certain areas. The man would live close to like 100 million, but he just simple. The man drive like an Audi, simple car, no set of fancy Benz and Bentley and all that stuff, but the man would over $100 million, 50 to 100 million, somewhere between there. Very simple Italian dude. Again, culture. When I realized he was Italian, as I said, I was looking for this place. I met his son and everything. He said, well, listen, my father's the man, have to sign off on this deal. He have to see you. So you know what? I realized my man is Italian. So what I did, I looked in my closet. I had something say Italia, polo, put on that, nice little green. It was a polo Ralph Lauren, but it said Italia. It was green. Upon that, nice little loafers. So I know my culture. You have to know who you're meeting, and you have to know how to dress when you go around certain people. I told my girl at the time, I said, listen, you need to roll up with a brand new Lexus. I roll up with my truck. You understand what I'm saying? With all brand new vehicles, everything roll up, boom. I'm short and stuff. I don't like certain loafers and everything. I was meeting the owner, the man, to make the decision. I wanted to open my practice. I needed this place because time was running out again. This was in September, fall, so the weather was changing, and I needed this place, and I had to show up. So when I roll up, boom, the father saw me within 15 minutes. We was talking. He's asking me certain questions. I was asking, and he watched me up and down. He watched my girl at the time. He watched how we look and everything, and he said, okay. He asked me certain questions. He was watching me. You see the chat. He said, oh, and then we was talking different things. And because of that, I show respect for the man culture again. This man didn't even run a background check on me, nothing. I said, listen, you can check my background. I've never been in trouble with the law or anything like that. I said, listen, I know. I said you could check everything, credit everything good, check anything you want. That man, up to this day, that man haven't even run a background check. All he just tell me, 1 month rent, 1 month security. That was it. You understand what I'm saying? No? So again, culture. If you understand a man's culture, and if you can speak that person's language, racism doesn't really play so much a factor. It kind of levels the playing field now. That's why I see sometimes, like, if some black people could speak Chinese, some people could speak Italian and stuff, your race is kind of rubs off. They don't really look at your race so much. It's only like when you're trying to marry into a family. If you're black and you're trying to marry into a person's family, yes, the race there comes a factor more than anything else now. But being friend and business, and you understand the person's culture and you show respect, it helps you go a long way. And that is why when you're traveling, guys, do not go show off and showing people their money and all that stuff. You're in a next man country. You show respect. It can save you from getting killed. It can save you from getting robbed. You don't have to go with all the big jewelry, all the gold and all them stuff. Yes, just keep a low profile. You don't have to show off. You just go humble. Remember, you're in his turf. When you're in a next man country and his turf, you don't have to show off on that man to make him look small. You understand what I'm saying? What you do is that you just humble yourself, because remember, you in his time, you in his place. This man could set you up. This man could make a family get killed. You can make it get murdered, anything. So when you're going and dealing with people from different culture, you want to show respect. One time I had a client also too, and next time again too, I had a client was going to take out an Indian man from India. But and I keep trying to tell him and think he was taking him out for steak and this and that, because he didn't understand the culture. This deal would have never transpire if I didn't bring him to the attention. So he was thinking he's going to take him out to a steak restaurant and all them stuff. In Hindu culture, the cow is sacred. So that would have been an insult, the biggest insult you could ever tell an Indian person, offering them steak or taking them to a steak restaurant. That shit is not going to happen, especially if the man is from the Hindu culture. So again, this was a $1 million deal. This person was going to deal with this man. They need to do business in India, and he needed this man. This man owned a couple of factories and stuff in India. And because of me understanding the culture of India, because my grandmother it was Hindu, you understand what I'm saying? No? Before she passed away. And as I told you guys straight up, and I traced it back, she was from Gujarat. That is where her family was in India. So I always tell people, understand a person's culture, especially you're going to South America thing, learn to speak Spanish. You're going to Brazil, learn to speak Portuguese a little bit, at least basic Portuguese. Don't go trying thing. You can't go France and play asking people if they're going to speak English. No, you're in that person's country. And I agree with people here in America. If you come to America, you need to learn to speak English. I believe that 100%. Whether you have an accent or not, learn to speak and understand the American culture. I believe in that 100%, because you can't go France asking somebody, no, do you speak English? No, learn some French, or get one of these apps or something that can speak back French or something like that. You can't go with that attitude. I've seen where a lot of people went to different countries, they get killed because they did not understand the culture. They're going showing off, being all cocky. And these are some of the lessons that I have telling that I have learned from experiences that helped me by understanding the next man culture. Same thing too with my Jewish friends, my Jewish brothers and sisters. You have to understand who's who. Who's Hasidic, who's Orthodox. You have to know who's who. These things help you a lot by understanding someone's culture. Whether it's Korean, I can tell who's Korean, I can tell who's Chinese, I can tell who's Japanese by their features. I can tell who's from Vietnam sometimes, who's Vietnamese. I can tell a lot about culture. I can tell who's Nigerian, who's from Ghana. I can tell you different, who's Kenyan. Some people have certain face structure. I can tell offhand. Some people might take a little bit. I can tell who's from the Caribbean, who's Jamaican, who's Trinidad, who's Bajan. You can tell by the accent. Some people how they dress and the style, the swag. You have to be able to understand culture. And anybody saying that they don't want to understand culture, you being real ignorant. But if you want to survive and dealing with people in the future, you want to learn culture. And if you have a young child right now, like my nieces and nephews and them, two things I learn. I let them go. I spend my own money to thing. I let them go learn Spanish and Mandarin. You need to learn Spanish and Mandarin if you want to survive. You guys here, I'm telling you guys, Spanish and Mandarin. Let your kids and them learn these two languages. All the wealthy people right now have the kids learning to speak Chinese and Spanish. You better learn them stuff if you have a young kid, if you don't want to survive in the future. So again, there's a tip on culture. Learning culture and understanding a man's culture can help make or break you, and it can save your life traveling around the world and any place that you want to go. And that is why I have learned great lessons and respecting people's culture. Don't care whether it's Hindu, whether it's Pakistani, whether it's this one. I know who's Punjabi. I study culture for years, so I know who's who. You have to know interact, and it helps when somebody talking about somebody's culture, because you know that it show respect, and people will help you when you talk a little bit about the culture. Sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? No? So this is a great lesson. Peace, love, and blessings. Bye.